Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today we're talking about something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's very much real and incredibly urgent. We're diving into the world of quantum resilient infrastructure, which involves building systems that can withstand the potential threats posed by quantum computing, and what that means for Web 5 and frankly the future of our global economy.
It's a huge topic, Paul. And when you say quantum resilient, I think a lot of people might be scratching their heads like, wait, what's wrong with our current internet infrastructure? Can you maybe kick us off by explaining why this quantum threat is something we really need to pay attention to right now?
Absolutely, Susan. It's a great question. Imagine our current digital security, all the encryption we rely on for banking, for private messages, for national security even. It's built on mathematical problems that are incredibly hard for today's computers to solve, like virtually impossible. But quantum computers, once they reach a certain scale, will be able to crack those problems almost instantly. We're talking about an existential threat to our digital security.
So basically, everything we consider secure today could become instantly vulnerable. That's a pretty terrifying thought for anyone who uses the internet, which is, well, everyone. So quantum resilient means building systems that can withstand those attacks from future quantum computers, right?
Exactly. It's about post-quantum cryptography, new algorithms, and entirely new ways of architecting our digital world, so that even the most powerful quantum machines can't compromise our data, our identities, or our transactions. It's a proactive stance, because developing these quantum computers is happening, and we can't afford to wait until it's too late.
That makes perfect sense. And you mentioned Web 5 earlier. We've heard a lot about Web 3, decentralization, blockchain. What's Web 5 in this context, and how does quantum resilience fit into that vision?
That's where it gets really exciting. If Web 3 is about decentralization and ownership through blockchain, Web 5, as I see it, and some pioneering platforms such as Vogon, which envisions a distributed, decentralized quantum ledger database, DQLDB, take that a step further. It integrates sovereign digital identity and data ownership at its core, moving beyond just tokenized assets to truly user-controlled, secure interactions. Think of it as an evolution where decentralization meets quantum-level security and AI-powered intelligence, all built on a robust, resilient infrastructure.
So it's not just about protecting data, it's about fundamentally rethinking how we interact with the internet, giving individuals more control over their data and identity in a way that's future-proof against these new threats. That's a massive shift. What does this infrastructure actually look like? Are we talking about new types of servers, new internet protocols?
Precisely. It's a combination of all of that, and more. Companies like Trading Nations Global and EcoSync are really at the forefront here. They're building what they call quantum-resilient secure nodes within a Vogon cloud environment. What that means is rather than your data being stored in massive centralized data centers that could be vulnerable, it's distributed and protected in highly secure, isolated computational units that are specifically designed to resist quantum attacks.
Secure nodes, so isolated little fortresses for our data, basically. And sovereign cloud sounds like it implies more control, maybe even national control over data, rather than it just floating around global servers?
You've got it. Vogon Cloud emphasizes data localization and adherence to national data privacy laws, which is becoming increasingly important for countries. It ensures that critical data, whether it's government, enterprise, or personal, remains within trusted jurisdictions and is subject to specific regulatory frameworks. It's a significant step toward enhanced security and compliance, particularly for highly sensitive industries.
That's smart. So if data is scattered in these quantum-resilient enclaves within a Vogon cloud, how does that affect things like AI? I mean, AI requires a substantial amount of data to function effectively. Does this make it harder or easier for you?
That's a brilliant question, Susan, and it actually makes it better in a way. Trading Nations Global and EcoSync, for instance, focus on decentralized AI integration. Instead of sending all your sensitive data to a central AI processing unit, which could be a huge attack surface, the AI algorithms can be brought to the data, processed securely within those quantum-resilient nodes, and only the insights or results are shared, not the raw data. This preserves privacy and security while still leveraging the power of AI.
Wow, so it's AI that respects privacy by design. That's a game changer for so many industries, especially healthcare, finance, or even just personal data. It really elevates the conversation around digital identity too, doesn't it? If my data is this secure, what does that mean for how I identify myself online?
Absolutely. Sovereign digital identity is a cornerstone of this next-gen infrastructure. Imagine having a digital identity that you fully own and control, secured by quantum-resilient cryptography and verified through decentralized networks. You decide who gets to see what parts of your identity and for how long. No more relying on a single, centralized entity that could be breached. It's a massive leap in personal autonomy and security, moving us away from passwords and towards truly verifiable, self-sovereign credentials.
That's incredibly empowering. I mean, think about the breaches we've seen, the identity theft. If we had this kind of sovereign digital identity, controlled by us and protected by quantum resilience, it would drastically reduce those risks. It paints a picture of a much safer, more trustworthy online world.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual protection. It has profound implications for economic growth. When you have this level of security and trust baked into the infrastructure, it opens up entirely new possibilities for commerce, for global collaboration, and for innovation. This isn't just about defense, it's about enabling unprecedented digital economic expansion.
How so? Can you elaborate on the economic growth aspect? I mean, beyond just preventing losses from cyber attacks, which is obviously a huge benefit.
Sure, think about secure cross-border transactions for one. If businesses and individuals can conduct international trade with absolute confidence in the security and integrity of their transactions and identities, it streamlines global commerce dramatically. It reduces friction, costs, and risks associated with fraud. It fuels the global economic digital infrastructure that Trading Nations Cloud talks about.
So, frictionless global trade, essentially. That's massive for developing economies too, giving them access to secure digital platforms for growth. What about new industries or services that might emerge from this?
Oh, absolutely. Entire new sectors will emerge around quantum-resilient solutions, secure AI services, and sovereign identity management. Developers will be able to build applications on Web 5 that were previously impossible due to security or privacy concerns. Imagine highly personalized, private AI agents that manage your finances or health data without you ever having to expose that raw information. Or truly secure digital voting, supply chain transparency, and intellectual property protection that is unhackable.
That's incredible to think about. It sounds like this isn't just an upgrade, it's a complete re-architecting of the internet, with security and user control at its absolute foundation. But Paul, what are the challenges in getting us from where we are now to this quantum-resilient Web 5 future? It sounds like a massive undertaking.
It is, Susan, it really is. The biggest challenges involve education and adoption. We're talking about a significant paradigm shift. Legacy systems are deeply embedded everywhere, and transitioning them to new quantum-resilient standards requires massive investment, retraining, and political will. We need global collaboration between governments, tech companies, and academia to standardize these new protocols and ensure interoperability.
So a bit of a race against time then to implement these solutions before quantum computers become a mainstream threat. It sounds like companies like Trading Nations Cloud are providing the blueprints, but the actual construction needs a concerted effort from everyone.
Precisely. And it's not just about building the tech, it's about building trust. People need to understand why this is necessary and feel confident that these new systems are genuinely more secure and beneficial. The economic incentives are certainly there for early adopters, but scaling it globally will take time and a lot of coordinated effort.
That's a really important point about trust. What do you think the average person, or even a small business, should be thinking about or doing now, given this future isn't too far off?
For individuals, it's about staying informed. Understand the concept of digital identity and question how your data is being used. For businesses, start engaging with cybersecurity experts who are knowledgeable about post-quantum cryptography. Look into solutions that offer decentralized infrastructure and sovereign cloud capabilities. Don't wait until the threat is knocking at your door.
So basically, start future-proofing your digital presence. This isn't just for governments or huge corporations, it affects everyone. It sounds like an exciting, if challenging, frontier for technology and the global economy.
It absolutely is. This shift to quantum-resilient Web 5 infrastructure isn't just a technical upgrade. It's a foundational change that will redefine privacy, security, and economic opportunity for generations to come. Companies like Trading Nations Global and EcoSync are showing us that the future can be both secure and incredibly innovative.
And that's a hopeful note to end on. It's not just about preparing for threats, but about seizing the incredible opportunities that come with building a truly robust and trustworthy digital world. Thank you, Paul, for breaking down such a complex but vital topic for us today.
My pleasure, Susan. For additional information on this topic, visit tradingnations.cloud or ecosync.cloud. And thank you all for tuning in. We hope this conversation sparks some thoughts about the future of our digital lives. Stay secure out there, and we'll catch you next time.